So welcome to the interview. I'm glad that you guys could come today and join in on this conversation. And basically, we're going to be talking about what new things we're doing for maintaining our youth ministry at the church. And so thank you, ladies, for this time. And what exactly are you doing right now to keep the youth ministry going?
Okay, well, first of all, we're meeting with the youth group, the counselors and the youth on Sundays at noon, usually about an hour. And then we're breaking out into covenant groups so that each grade level can have more, more in-depth conversations with their covenant group leaders. Jen, you want to talk about the Voc app and everything?
And then to continue throughout the week, we have a Voc app, which is a app that has different Bible studies throughout the week. We had an Easter app or program that we went through, and it basically took us through Holy Week. And we are going into our new group, our new one, which is, what is it this week? How did we get here? So How Did We Get Here is the one that we are starting this Sunday. And basically it is a short video, and we watch the video independently, and then we answer a question, and any of the youth who log on to it watch the video themselves, and then they also answer the questions, and then they can see and we can interact with them throughout the week. So it's kind of like a Bible study through this app that we're able to do with them. And then we get to the end, and then we start a new one as we go. So, and then we have also started, we got involved with this Cluster app, which is kind of like an Instagram, but it's not available to outside people. So that way we can post videos and pictures and things like that, so that we could start things like a challenge each week. So we've had challenges. So we had the first challenge was, Mandy, what was the first challenge we did?
First one was sacred space. So they took a picture of their sacred space where they were maybe reading their Bible, having some time of meditation or praying, and posted those pictures onto the Cluster app. And then this week's was bridging the distance. So kind of showing how we're staying connected even though we're far apart.
And then we have the next one that's coming up for our next challenge that we're sending out this week is, it's just funny, like just making us laugh, anything to make us laugh, just because we need a little bit of laughter right now. I think the video that my family posted last week probably could have gone to this week because it was quite funny. But just anything we can do to keep the kids connected through different ways, whether it's through Bible study, through an app where they can post pictures and videos to keep connected, and things like that.
Okay. So what would you say the greatest frustration during this time has been for the two of you?
I'm a very extroverted person, and I feed off of the energy that we get when we're all together. And that energy doesn't come through quite the same way through Zoom. And just, going through pictures each week and sending kids pictures of things that we've done together to keep them connected, and just remembering all the stuff that we do and we're not able to do it. And then looking forward to SSP and camp, and kids are texting and, are we going to be able to go? Are we going to be able to go? And just realizing that I, A, don't have an answer, and B, I'm a little afraid we're not going to be able to do those things. So
I agree. I think the being in limbo part is the most frustrating part. I've been in contact with my main point persons for SSP specifically. And there's a two-part thing to that is, one, whether it's going to happen on the part of SSP, but also that we've not been able to do what we normally do to get ready for SSP, which is the fundraising, and that's going to be very difficult. So there's two parts to that as well. But also just the trying to figure out what's going to work, and basically trying to come up with all these different ways to stay connected, and not knowing what's going to work and hoping something sticks,
what is SSP telling you about whether events are going to happen this summer?
As of right now, it's still a go, but it's moment to moment, like right now. I don't see how it will, especially if we're quarantined until at least the middle of May, if not the end of May. I don't know how we're gonna, from the end of May till the end of June, open up to where we can all be in a situation like SSP would provide. But we're hoping, but
Okay.
even when they're talking about schools and the way schools will be, layering, like Mandy was saying yesterday, that doesn't sound like a way that we could do SSP, but.
Okay. That is a question that I have gotten from people, and yeah, it's got to be very frustrating, that limbo state, in knowing, whether that's going to happen. I know the camps are going to be looking at different ways of doing camp if they can open this summer. So it's a wait and see kind of thing, and that's a very precarious place to be.
Yes, I did hear from one of the interns at camp that they were talking about doing camp Zoom style a little bit.
Okay.
And I know that some of them were saying that trying to do camp via Zoom is just not the same. Like, that was going to be very disappointing.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, so in all of this, there's a lot of creativity has come about, in how we're doing a lot of things here at the church, but in every, facet of our life, there's, different ways we're doing things. Are there any of the things that you're doing now with the youth ministry that you see carrying forward post the time of the coronavirus?
You want to take that, Mandy?
Well, Jen got us going on the Voc app, and I would say that was something that we would like to continue.
Okay.
It's been something that's been fun, and a chat back and forth about big concepts in Christian faith. I definitely don't want to keep going on Zoom, to be honest.
Yeah.
It is a nice way to connect with each other if we can't be together, but definitely the in-person is better.
I definitely like the idea of being able to connect with the kids that aren't able to come for some reason, though. This is something that we've missed when kids can't make it because they're sick, or kids can't make it because they don't have the ability to get there, or by the time they get there from a game or a practice, they completely miss it, versus them being able to just check in and meet with us via Zoom on some level. Even if it's just covenant group time, even if they couldn't make it, we could be in our covenant groups at the church, and then they could join us via Zoom. Like, those are some key components that we have never even thought about that we could have done. And I think this has brought that to light, that just because somebody can't be there for youth group doesn't mean they can't join us for parts of it, for different things. So on days for, like, when somebody's had a soccer game and they couldn't come, but their game is over, but they are available for a Zoom call, that's good.
Yeah. Right.
And I do think that throughout the week, I feel more connected to the kids than I did before, because we are doing the things like the Zoom app and checking in with them. Hey, did you post your cluster? Did you post your challenge for this week? Hey, don't forget to vote, because we are voting on the challenges to see who had the best or the funniest or whatever, and doing little door drop prizes and things like that. So I feel like we are connected. We did a You've Been Egged for Easter, where Mandy had put together Easter eggs for everybody and then delivered them to the counselors. And then in our areas, we went and hid them at the houses, one egg at everybody's house. And then during the Zoom meeting on the Sunday before Easter, I put up a thing, and it basically says, "You've been egged." And they were like, "What?" And we're like, "Go find your egg." And they had to go find their egg.
That's great.
So things like that, I feel like we've been more connected. So
it's been fun to see everybody's houses too. Some of them I hadn't seen before. So
You
kind
know,
of
the comment I get is, "Oh, I got to clean the house before the Zoom meeting. Clean up my space. What's right near me, so that yeah, that's interesting. Okay, all right. Well, thank you both for this time, and I really appreciate it. And I hope the church. I know that the church will appreciate the time of this interview. So, thank you, and I'm